So you know how some celebrities can start acting like real divas and treat their production staff like garbage? It's crazy how even with all the glitz and glam of being famous, there are still so many stories of stars acting terribly towards the very people who make their work possible. From throwing tantrums over small details to making unreasonable demands, it's hard to believe that some of our favorite stars could be so difficult to work with. So in this video, we've compiled all the times your fave celebs were caught being plain rude to their production teams. Let's start with the Biebs. In 2015, Justin Bieber's complaints about the camera angles during his Today Show performance were caught on a hot mic, and boy did he have a lot to say. The pop star was heard complaining, "What are these cameras even for?"
So next time I won't dance because the camera's right here the whole time. Might as well not even dance.
And I'm just trying to dance and stuff. He went on to demand that the camera crew reposition their equipment better to capture his performance, stating, "I'm serious, they're so close. They need to be back a little bit." Not cool, Bieber. Fans and critics alike were quick to call him out for his lack of respect towards the hardworking production staff. Up next, Kylie snaps at a producer. There was a time on Keeping Up with the Kardashians when Kylie Jenner had a pretty heated exchange with a producer. The incident occurred when the producer tried to enter Kylie's room while she was inside. Kylie, who was in the bathroom at the time, opened the door and snapped at the producer, saying, "I was literally effing peeing." This exchange sparked a conversation about the power dynamics between reality stars and production staff. And while some fans defended Kylie's reaction, others criticized her for being disrespectful towards the producer. Now for Jenna Ortega dissing her writing team. Jenna recently made a jab at the writing team of her hit show Wednesday. During an interview with Dax Shepard, she revealed that there was a particular line in the script that she strongly disliked. The line referred to a dress that her character had to wear for a school dance, and Jenna's character was supposed to say, "Oh my god, I love it." Jenna, however, didn't agree with that line and said, "Ugh, I can't believe I said that. I literally hate myself." This made her feel uncomfortable and made her question the authenticity of the character she was playing. Jenna went on to admit that there were times on set when she became so frustrated with the script that she would change her lines on the spot, which is pretty unprofessional of her because it disrupts the creative process of the show and it's super disrespectful to her writing team. Then there's Millie Bobby Brown also dissing her writers. She was caught complaining about how there are so many people in the Stranger Things cast that it'd be hard to take group pictures, and she suggested that they start killing off some characters to make things easier. She even said that the writers are too sensitive and that they need to be more like the Game of Thrones, which famously kills off characters left and right. Well, the writers didn't take too kindly to that suggestion, and they made it clear that they are not trying to turn Stranger Things into a bloodbath like Game of Thrones. Moving on to Joaquin Phoenix losing it. Jimmy Kimmel caught Joaquin off guard with this one. Apparently, Jimmy showed a video clip of Joaquin going off on a cameraman during the making of The Joker.
Like the constant whispering, just shut the up, dude. I'm trying to find something real.
It looked as though Joaquin was completely unaware that Jimmy was going to reveal that specific footage to the public. And from the looks of it, Joaquin was pretty upset and short-tempered in the video. We can imagine it must have been quite embarrassing for him to have that shown on national television. But that's what you get for being rude to the staff. Next, Christina Aguilera doesn't like her cameraman coughing. So apparently while she was being interviewed, someone on the set let out a cough, and that really ticked her off. Christina got pretty mad and called out the person saying, "Coughing during my interview? Really?"
Coughing during my interview? Really?
It seemed like the coughing interrupted her train of thought, or was just generally distracting, and she wasn't having any of it. Either way, it was pretty rude and inconsiderate of her to attack the cameraman like that. Then there's Madonna getting cranky because it's hot. So apparently during one of her interviews, things got a little heated, literally, when Madonna got upset about how hot it was in the room. She reportedly became pretty rude to the people around her, demanding that someone get her a fan.
"I have a problem with the fact that there's no air in here and I'm going to die. Open the door now. I'm suffocating."
The air is on.
Chris, you have no idea. I can't take it.
It seemed like she was pretty irritable about the whole situation. While it's not uncommon for people to get cranky when they're too hot or uncomfortable, you've got to stay respectful to those around you, especially during a professional setting, like an interview. But Madonna clearly didn't do that. Now for Barbara Cochran's cruel Friday meetups. So during an interview, Barbara, who is both a Shark Tank star and a real estate CEO, made a somewhat controversial comment about her love of firing people on Fridays. She reportedly said that she enjoys calling someone into her office on a Friday and letting them go. She even said that she would allude to the firing meeting a few days before by stopping by their desk and asking if they had some time on Friday. She claimed that the person would usually be clueless about the situation and agree to the meeting, which made it all the more satisfying for her. Yikes. Talk about being insensitive. Next, here's how Bill Murray handles disagreement. According to producer Laura Zixon, during a disagreement with Bill Murray, he literally threw her into a lake. She did describe the incident as playful, but she also mentioned that it was pretty unacceptable behavior. Now, it's not clear what the disagreement was about or what led Bill to do what he did, but that's no way to act. While it's possible that Bill didn't intend to harm Laura and was simply acting out of frustration, you still can't throw someone into a lake. Moving on, here's what Katherine Heigl did to her team. Katherine has been pretty vocal about her thoughts on the show Grey's Anatomy and its writers, but there's one particular incident that definitely stands out. She literally withdrew herself from consideration for the Emmys because she didn't feel that the material she had been given on the show was deserving of the nomination. This was seen as a huge insult to the show's writers and crew, who had worked hard to create compelling storylines for the characters. While it's understandable that Katherine may have had concerns about the quality of the material she was given, television is still a collaborative effort, and everyone involved plays a role in creating the final product. It's also worth noting that the writers of Grey's Anatomy have been responsible for some of the most memorable moments on television, and their contributions to the show can't just be insulted like that. Next up, Steve Jobs throws stuff at his cameraman. During an Apple demo, Steve was giving a presentation and came across some technical difficulties when his camera failed to turn on. In a moment of frustration, he shouted out saying, "My camera's not turning on," before tossing it to a crew member.
My camera's not turning on. What's that? I did slide it and let go.
The audience was surprised by his outburst, and audible gasps could be heard in the room. Steve then challenged the crew member to turn the camera on, stating, "If you're an expert, turn it on." While Steve was known for his perfectionism and attention to detail, this incident is an example of how unprofessional he could be sometimes. Lastly, here's how Thomas Gibson got himself fired. Thomas starred in the hit show Criminal Minds, but was fired from the series after allegedly kicking a writer during a creative disagreement. While the exact details of the incident are not clear, it's clear that Thomas's behavior was considered unacceptable by the show's producers and resulted in him getting fired. In a statement, Thomas acknowledged the incident and expressed regret for what happened. He said that there were creative differences on the set and a disagreement, and he regretted doing what he did. He also went on to add that he still wants to work together with the team to make the best show possible. So yes, he did get his act right, but God, it was seriously disrespectful for him to kick the writer over a disagreement. That's a wrap for this video. What are your thoughts on celebrities lashing out at their crews? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.